Good day, one and all. My name is Kathy, and welcome to this episode of the Scrap and Crafty Gardener. Today, I am going to be making a fall/Thanksgiving card, as this is Holiday Wednesday. But I'm going to be using a stamp set, and I left the paper behind. This is from Newton's Nook Designs. I'm using Newton's Harvest. This is one I just got recently from Simon Says Stamp, and I'm going to use that stamp along with this great big leaf and acorn stamp from Northwoods rubber stamps. This is number 215 white oak leaf cluster. I haven't decided what color card I'm making yet. I really want to use this one. This is GinaK's Honey Mustard. This is 10 inches by 7 inches. I scored it at the 5-inch line, folded it, and creased it with my bone folder. I also cut one out of chocolate truffle and a plain white one. Even though it has a black ink smudge on it, that would be covered up. I really want to use this, but it's going to depend on how my coloring comes out and which one looks the best. So I need to start with getting a drink. Pardon me. Got a drink right before I started. I'm going to start with a piece of white cardstock that measures 6 3/4 by 4 3/4, and I'm going to cut this down. I have 3 pieces, just in case I mess up one, and one for the inside if I end up using one of the colored cardstocks. Now, I'm going to start by stamping my design. And I've got some GinaK master layouts here that I will use to cut everything out once I'm done. And I'm going to start by stamping my Newton's Nook cat. Now, I have already stamped it out very lightly, and you probably can't see that because I used just a very light coating of ink. I stamped that out on masking paper. This is just a very low-tack paper. I think I got this from Peddler's Den, but you can get any masking tape you have. GinaK's Masking Magic would work perfect. I just needed a sticky thing. All right, so I'm going to put my cardstock in here in my stamping platform, and I do have my waffle flower grip mat. And I'm going to take this wheelbarrow with a cat in it, and I want to kind of center that as much as I can. And I'm going to stamp that with black VersaFine Clair in the color Nocturne. And here comes my cat pumpkin. We'll see if he jumps in the middle of the table. And I want this to be nice and crisp, so I'm going to stamp it a couple of times. Pumpkin, can you please get down? Okay, I think one more. This stamp pad's getting a little well loved and isn't as juicy as it used to be. That's okay. That is perfect. All right, now I'm going to clean that off with my tidy towel. And then I'm going to bring it back in. Done with this stamp. I'll just set that up there. Okay, now I'm going to bring this back in, and I'm going to move it up a little bit because the stamp I want to use now is a red rubber stamp, so it needs a little bit more room. Now is where I take my masking layer, and when I stamp this out and then I cut it out just inside the line. I don't have any of the external lines showing on my stamp because if I did that, if I left the black lines, or in this case, tan lines, you would see a white outline of your image. Now here you can see most of the black layers. I need to get this a little bit better positioned. Get that wheel down, and that should fall into place. And it'll be okay if I stamp somewhere that I didn't really want to. Now see, I didn't cut out these little foliage. It doesn't matter to me if they get stamped over. Now this is where I'm going to take this Northwoods stamp. And in hindsight, this is not the same perspective. These leaves are much bigger than the cat and the acorn, but I just am going to be using it as a background layer. So I'm just putting it on, and I'm going to use GinaK's Sandy Beach. I'm going to put this all over this card. And I'm going to pick it up and move it. Even though it's damp, I'm just going to place it right back down. I'm creating my own pattern paper with fall leaves. I'm going to get a little bit more right there, a little bit more pressure. All right. Now I'm just going to pick it up. Actually, I'm going to move this over here now and put that down here. And I'm going to angle it a little. This is why I use the masking layer, because if I put this layer down first and then stamped my main image, you would see leaves showing through the cat in the wheelbarrow, which could give you a nice texture if that's what you're going for. But I just want the foliage in the background. And I'll turn each one a little bit different. And that one's going to stick out, but that's okay. See, you can use red rubber stamps in your MISTI. All right, now I'm going to move this back over. And angle that one this way. Okay, now I'll just clean off my stamp. Pull this out. I've set my stamping platform aside. I still need to do some stamping. Let me see. Okay, now I'm going to peel this masking layer up. And you can see that left us a nice white, clean image for the cat. Now I am going to take, before I color my cat, I'm going to take this oval stitch die. This is from Want to Scrap, and this is about, a 4 7/8 inch wide. And I'm just going to kind of center it on here. That's because I want to cut this out first. And then this is going to be cut out here. So I'm going to move that up a little bit. So I can do both of these cuts at once if I'm very careful. All right. I just knocked over something. Just a moment while I pick it up. All right. So I'll just pick this up, and now let's get this back into position. That looks pretty good. So I'm just going to run this through my die cut machine. Okay. I'm going to pick that up. We've got that cut out and this cut out. Now I remember what I have, the 3 pieces. One of them I'm going to use as a background layer, I will leave it white if I end up using a dark color card, and I will color it a different color if I use one of the darker colors. These are the two GinaK Master Layouts 8 dies. Okay. And I will set these dies aside. And I will keep my masking with my rubber stamp. So if I need to mask this stamp again. All right, now there's going to be a little bit of coloring here. And I've got quite a few alcohol ink markers set aside already. I'm going to start with my cat. And I have R194 Skin White that I'm using. It's a very pale pink, and I'm going to use that for the inside of his ears and his little nose. Then I've got BG050 Cool Gray for the kitty cat, or Newton, as this cat's name is. Feel free to fast forward through the coloring if you don't wish to watch that part. That's perfectly fine. I don't like to fast forward because I want you to see how long this takes or doesn't take to color. And then I've got a darker gray. It's also cool gray, but it's BG042. This is, I'm going to do the ears. And I'm going to try to make an M on the head of the cat. And then I'm going to do some whiskers like off to the side to kind of make it look like a tabby. And then I'll do some darker spots on the paw. All right. Now for coloring. Pumpkin YR792 Orange. I'm going to do the bigger. Oh, I forgot to do his tail. I think the cat was all done, but no. I fooled you and myself. And I'm just going to do some stripes on his tail. Kind of looks like my cat, Kenneth. Now I'm going to color the orange. And there's not a lot of parts here to color, so this shouldn't take a long time. There's a lot of colors involved, but now I'm going to take French Vermilion, which is YR892, and I'm just going to draw along the black lines of the pumpkin, just to give some accents and to make it look more shaded. All right. Then I'm going to do this next pumpkin in green. I got G468 Petit Pois. I think it's little p. And then I've got G364 Seedling Green to do for the highlights along the black lines. My version of shading. And now this pumpkin and this pumpkin, I'm kind of going to do similar colors. Pardon me. I'm using YR792 Jurassic Gold. These pumpkins come in all different colors and shades. And then this one's going to be Melon Yellow Y691. And I'm going to use the same shading for both of them. Just a slight variation in the yellow colors. This one's a little bit more of a darker yellow orange. And then for the shading on those, I've got YR792 Tuscan Orange. And I'm going just on the inside of the black line. I don't know if you can see that that just adds a little bit of shading on the side. All right, now for the pumpkin stems, I've got E558 Brun or Brun, B-R-U-N. Yeah, B-R-U-N. This is a dark color, so I'm just going to do the top of the stem in this because that's a little too dark for me. And then, oh, I forgot which one I wanted next. Let me see if I have a piece of scrap paper here. I try to plan things out. They're both the same. Maybe that's why they're sitting there. Okay, I will use this one, E679 Terra Cotta. And that one I won't use. I tried to pick out my colors to start with so that I didn't spend hours with you picking out a color that I thought would look good. And that just gets that. Okay, now for the wheelbarrow. I'm going to do the wheel first. I have chosen MG170. This is a blue gray. I didn't want to go black because I thought that would be a little too dark, but this is a dark color. And pardon me while I don't talk through this part. I don't want to get that dark outside the line. And I'm going to do the same for the inside here. Now for the spokes, I chose CG041, which is neutral gray. It's kind of a silvery color. All right, now for the wagon, I chose E189 Thin Persimmon. And I'm going to use the larger tip on this. I'm going to color the whole thing with this color. And then add a different color to the main parts, like I'm coloring now. I will shade this a different color. Pardon me. Okay, and then my last color is E460, which is dark brown. I'm going to come down and do this. This just added a different color than this would be by itself if I put the base layer down first. By itself, it's more of a see-through brown, whereas having the first color on and then this one, it just made it a little bit more what I was looking for. And I'm going to come back to the wagon, and I'm following these lines, but I'm not following them perfectly. I'm letting my pen wiggle and go outside the line, and then I'm just going to draw along the outside. Okay. I think I need a little bit more darker on the cat's M and stuff. So let's come back to that. Okay, now for the decisions. What I had thought about doing is I need to, with this piece that I made smaller using the Master Layouts 8. Do I want to just put this on here? Or do I want to put this on with this popped up? I'm thinking this with this popped up. So let me see how this is going to look on this color. I like. So I'm going to take this Tuscan orange. Here goes nothing. I am going to use that scrap paper under here. Just go along the edge. And this may be the wrong color. I'm going to go over it twice just to kind of darken it up a little. It will dry back a little bit lighter. Okay, let's see. Now, will that look okay on here? Or does it need to go on white? I'm thinking on here, and I'm going to take, okay, stop me now, Lord, but I'm going to take this Tuscan orange, and I am going to follow the stitched outline around this circle, just to make it look like it has a layer. And I'm not going to talk through this because I don't want to go above the line. The reason I'm doing this, I think it gives a little bit more definition behind that center circle. And I'm going to pop this part up. Okay. I'm just going to go around the edge now just to make sure that the white isn't showing. And that looks good. Okay, I think I'm going to go with the chocolate brown. So now what I need to do is stamp my sentiments on here. And the Newton's Nook comes with a couple. I thought I put Happy Fall up here. And if this fits, hope your fall is loads of fun down here. Or do I want to put it there? I think it's going to be too big for anywhere, really. So I'm just going to put the Happy Fall up here. I'm going to get out my stamping platform. And then I am going to bling this card up, as is my usual. All right. Now, I have not used any other stamps on here other than Newton's Nook, so these all definitely need conditioned. I just want to see, will this fit down here? It's always hard to tell. Oh, I think it will. Yes. All right, we're going to give it a go. Well, was going to give it a go. Let's put it down in the corner. Always a good idea to use the corner. I oftentimes don't like to use the corner for some odd reason. Don't really know why, just my preference. And I'm going to angle my Happy Fall. Last minute decision. Angle the Happy Fall. And this mat's getting a little unsticky, so I'm just going to take my tidy towel just to get it damp. That's all you need to do is to get your Misty sticky again. Or your Misty. Well, it is the Misty, but the grip mat. And I'm going to use VersaFine Clear Acorn. Or Acorn. Thought about Acorn. I'm going to use Nocturne. And pardon my cheap squeaky chair today. I think one more time on each one. Yes, that looks good. All right. Now, if these become totally unsticky, you just run it under some warm water. You can use a little mild soap if you need to, but the stickiness will come right back. Yes, that's what I said. Okay. All right, now let's put this card together. I'm going to glue these two down. And I'm going to go with the chocolate truffle colored card here. Get this positioned. Get that center. And now I'm going to put this one down. All that coloring, and it's still right now a 29-minute and 55-second video, so that's not too bad. Okay, now I want to pop this piece up. So I'm going to use my 1/8 of an inch of that foam strips. I'm going to put some in the middle. And then some around the outside, because I really want this to stand up without collapsing down. And these will curve. And then I have some smaller ones that I cut some in half the other day. That looks good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you're about to see my cat, Pumpkin, crawl right in the middle of my card making. Well, hello, Pumpkin. Would you like to say hi to everybody? Keep on walking, please. Yes, sir. I know you love your mama. Can you get down, please? Oh, not on my card, honey. All right, why don't you come down on my lap? Let's get you off the table and down onto my lap, okay? There you go. Oh, nope. Sorry, everyone. All right, honey. All right, Mama's going to put you down. There you go. Momentary. Thankfully, it wasn't up here when I was using my glittery stuff. So that's popped up, kind of like a little shadow layer. It's not up very far, but it's up. Now for the glitzing bling, I want to use stickles in the color Icicle and Unicorn. And I have my stickles brush here. It's just a very short paintbrush that I don't wash. And the Unicorn is more of a yellow, so I want to put that on these pumpkins. You just need a little bit. And it dries flat. And I think I'll put the same color on this green pumpkin. I don't have a stickles that has a green tone, but I think this one will blend in nicely. And then I'm going to use the Icicle, which is more of a golden color, to the orange pumpkin. And that may be why my cat came, because I keep talking about these little fall gourds here, because that's his name. All right, now for embellishments, I have, stickles isn't enough. Anyone who watches me knows that. And I said, don't wash this, I'm just going to put it right away. I have a few options. I have some sequins. These are a holographic coppery gold, and these are a fall orange. And then I also have these gem set that I got in last month's Simon Says card kit. I'm going to dump some of these out on the board here, which may look nice. There's some greens and oranges. Or do I want to go this route? I used sequins the other day. I think I might use sequins today. I'm just placing them on right now. I don't have an idea in mind. Oops, got that one right in the stickles. So let me get my tweezers and get that up. Set that one aside in the bowl. I think I like that layout. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's an odd number, but an even number, I mean. But I'm going for it. So let me get my glue. All right. Well, my goodness. I guess it's telling me it doesn't want sequins. It wants other bling, but sequins this card is going to have. I probably just need to sharpen the point on my wax pencil here. Now I do need to do something on the inside of this card since it's brown. So I'm going to use this other white piece. And I'm going to do a quick stamping of what? I think just this little pumpkin here. And then I'm going to set that aside for just a minute. And I'm going to stamp the pumpkin. And I'm actually going to cut this down because that has a bent corner. So let's cut it down first. I'll use the larger. Oh, come on. Actually, no, I'm going to use the stitched. That bent corner was as large as that outer one. And I'll have the measurements for these master layouts, 8 sizes, in the box below. Oh, that didn't cut very well. So I'm just going to trim that. Put that over there. Stamp my pumpkin. No, I wasn't talking to you, mister. All right. There we go. And I'll do a quick coloring of that. Now there's my tidy towel. Well, if they'd make a tidy towel that could keep my desk tidy, I'd be... Oh, I would be very happy if I could just go woof and my desk is tidy. Yeah. All right, quick coloring. I'll do the 2 oranges from before. And I'm just going to do this stem green. Just a little bit of different variation from the card. All right, glue this down on the inside. And this card is good to go. Okay, that's what the inside of the card looks like. And this is the outside. This is my card for today. And look at how those pumpkins sparkle with those stickles. I love that. Thank you so much for watching. Please forgive my cat walking through on screen. But I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll be back tomorrow with another card. Have a great day.